Foraging is the act of heading out into nature and sourcing fresh, wild ingredients. Once an essential life skill, it's now become the perfect activity for anyone wanting to reconnect with their environment and pick up some tasty seasonal food in the process. Today I'm meeting Rachel Lambert, a seasoned forager, author and guide, who runs foraging courses around Cornwall. I don't know what I'm going to find, but one thing's for sure, I'd rather be searching for wild food than searching through my receipts any day.
Good weather.
Yeah, rain or shine. So, Rachel, how did you get into foraging?
Well, I just met lots of interesting people in my 20s who knew a lot about wild food, and I just thought it was great. It's nature, walking, food, all things that I'm interested in.
What about that led you to want to teach and to take people out?
Well, I've always taught in some capacity, and I think particularly with wild food, it's really important to share the knowledge so people get to use it and keep that knowledge rather than it gets lost over time, which we're at risk of doing at the moment.
And what can people expect on a day out with you?
We go for a leisurely wander and cover usually about sort of 8 to 10 plants, looking at where you'd find things, how to identify them, recipe ideas, what things are good for. And then at some point we normally sit down and eat things together as well.
Nice, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
How do you get started? Can you just go around picking things willy-nilly or?
There's a good basic rule, if you're not sure what something is, then leave it. Just don't pick it. There are poisonous plants that are around that just aren't worth playing with at all. And then it's also good just to check who the landowner is as well. So yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Are there any guides to picking the right things?
There's a lot of information out there. I think you have to be careful what source you're using. I mean, I've got pocket books that you can use, or can be really useful to go out with someone by your side. But it's quite a lot of sort of practice, and then it becomes easy.
So what's the best thing that you've ever found?
Oh, I'm not sure if I've got like a single favourite thing, but a couple of things I've been enjoying recently are sea buckthorn berries and sloe berries.
Okay, I haven't heard of the first one before.
Oh, sea buckthorn berries, they're fantastic. They're a little orange berry, coastal plant, and really sour, so fantastic for things like sea buckthorn curd or to swirl through cheesecakes.
When's the best time to go foraging? Is a day like today good?
Well, you'll have the woods to yourself if you go out today, which can be really pleasant. And actually, winter's a really good time to pick in Cornwall, partly because it's quiet, but there's a really nice range of plants you can pick. Otherwise, you've got spring, so all the spring greens are coming up, or in autumn, you've got the berries, mushroom, fungi, wild seeds and nuts as well.
Lovely. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. So how do you find these places to forage in?
Oh, that's a good question. I suppose I walk a lot, so I think anywhere you walk, you kind of find things. Sometimes I remember where to go and back to them when something's ready to pick. All along here are blackthorn sloe bushes, so they should be good to pick. Should we go and have a look?
So are there any tips? How would we know when a sloe's ready to pick?
Well, when they're ready, they're this lovely kind of bluey black colour, and then when I press it, it's got a nice bit of give.
Okay.
I think I might have picked a green one by mistake, and that one just feels quite hard in comparison, so I'll drop that one. Yeah, and that's it. Ideally after first frost, but we don't always get a frost in Cornwall, so you can whack them in the freezer instead, baking the first frost, and then that'll sweeten the flesh and also soften the skins as well. Quite addictive, isn't it? It's quite nice to meditative thing to do.
So what kind of things can you make with sloes?
Well, I think your classic would be your sloe gin.
Yeah.
Most people like sloe gin. But there's lots of other things you can make as well. So I really like making a syrup. It's really nice and rich and fruity, but it still has a little bit of that dryness in your mouth. So today I've made a sloe treacle tart with that, which is I think really lovely.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you like treacle tart.
I do.
Oh, I thought with weather like this we should have some tea today as well.
Tea?
Tea.
What type of tea?
I've done a blackberry and yarrow tea. So yarrow is another wild herb that's good for colds.
So what do you think? Is that enough to make something? Or?
Yeah, definitely. That'll be enough to fill half a bottle of gin, or to sieve them to make a syrup for our treacle tart as well.
Well, I don't know about you. I'm getting a little peckish.
Oh, there you go.
So I think we should go and try this tart of yours.
Fantastic. There you go.
Thank you. Yummy.
All right, isn't it? Crumbly pastry.
Oh, that's lovely. And definitely taste the fruitiness. And what else was it you said was in it?
It's also got yarrow in it, which is quite a common herb. It's good for coughs and colds, and they just use the flowers from that.
You were saying that there's some other plants over here that we could forage.
Yeah, there's some elderberries that are just hanging over the stream there, and blackberries.
So what could you make with elderberry then?
Oh, I think the best thing is to do a cordial. You usually add some spices as well, and then it's really nice drizzled over little mini sponge cakes straight from the oven.
Oh, sounds lovely. Thanks for a lovely day, Rachel.
You're welcome.
And thanks for your wealth of knowledge.
You're welcome.
I'm super excited to go on a foraging adventure of my own.
Oh, great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I want to thank Rachel for giving me a fantastic day off, for teaching me about the abundance of edible plants all around us. Now I'm off to make my own slowberry tart.